And one, two, three.
Welcome. Hello, Mr. Truelove. Welcome back.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are
Oh,
you?
we're kind of a little bit matching today in our black. You're looking a bit more debonair.
I know, I've still got
I've
the
put it.
pink thing going on.
You do. You're looking very academic almost, or writerish. Authorish
Ooh.
with your glasses and your. Is that a turtleneck you're wearing today?
This is like a little. Yes, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Actually, it's a little sport. I just realised it's my sporty top.
Oh,
Um,
well, it's
Not that
very
I've been
becoming.
technically doing anything sporty.
Without you taking that word too far, I will say you look becoming, and we'll just leave it there, shall we?
Uh-huh. Yes. Moving on.
Moving on. So today, you
Yes.
know, today's topic came up because watching TV as you do, and what I've seen quite a bit of, and I know it's happened in previous relationships for me and for my husband as well, is around mobile phones
Mm.
and how protective we are over them, which is all well and good. I mean, most of us, our entire life is on our mobile, right?
I think
However,
everybody listening just leaned in, just a little. Oh yeah.
really.
Ooh. Yeah.
However, what I'm interested in is where's the line with being protective over your phone? Where's the line when it comes to your partner?
Mm.
Because I know people who have other people who have been in relationships where, don't touch my phone. Or if you go to pick up your partner's phone and they're like, what are you doing? And there's no sharing of the password or anything like that. They take
Yeah.
it to the bathroom with them, all those
Uh,
sorts of things.
yes.
And
Yes.
so
I've
I'm
heard it.
I'm curious about not so much what we do in the bathroom with our phone. That's private. More so, yeah. I guess where is the line, Adam? Like we're talking trust, aren't we?
We are talking trust. I mean, it's you know, it's a crucial thing, isn't it, between two people, and well, a business relationship. We're talking about personal relationships. It's a crucial thing. Um, in it, and I guess really it's that it's that, what do they say? What did I look up here? Trust is the firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. So, belief in the reliability and truth and all that. You are naturally trusting that your other half isn't chatting to somebody else and sending photos of things in the bathroom. That's what we're hoping is not happening. And sometimes, invariably, that's what we think is happening, and they're just playing words with friends and on the toilet for a little bit too long.
Trying to
Um,
solve that puzzle.
Trying to solve that puzzle. Yeah, exactly. It's we can sort of that's we'll park that one there for a second, but it's that it it's emotional, isn't it? It hits everything. It's you think it's rational, but when that trust is broken, it becomes very irrational.
Mm.
Um, but it's really that with the phone theory. God, that's a huge it's a huge point that we're starting with.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation many times. Well, give me your phone then. Um, I will. Or give it to me now. Um, I will. Like, I just want to go through it first and make sure that I've removed anything that might send you off on a psychobabble. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Just let me delete a few things
just let me
first.
get
Just
rid of a
so
few things first.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, mm-hmm. Um, you know,
Do you know there was that old saying, um, which I guess rang true for a while. However, I now I'm thinking of turning it on its head. You know where it used to say it. There used to be a saying that if like if you accused your partner of cheating, you only accuse them of it if you're doing it yourself. So you think it's happening because you're doing it. And I guess in some instances, yeah, that's probably very much the case. However, what
Mm.
I want to kind of delve into more is when that's not the case. You could actually be a very loyal person and you've got a partner who perhaps won't let you look at their phone or doesn't give you their, PIN number or whatever, password. And so you start to catastrophize and think the worst. And so if you're a loyal person, if you're not cheating or doing anything that you perceive to be wrong in your relationship, where does that come from? That's what you leap to, that they must be doing something that's going to jeopardize your relationship or hurt you, or they're lying. That's your first leap, is to go there.
Yeah. It's it's such a tough one, because I do get it. I think if somebody's done it before, themselves, and they're still feeling guilt around it and stuff like that, then they can be pulling that into the relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing it right there and then, but
Mm.
I think there has to be a few tip offs at the beginning, because trust is built in that it's a two-way street, obviously, but um, it's about people being honest from the beginning, keeping that open communication. And as soon as that's off, little tiny things will start to present themselves, and just start going, oh, hang on, that's different. Why are they being different? Because we're allowing in that relationship to be vulnerable, aren't we? And
Yeah.
it's what do they say? When trust is so hard to earn, so easy to lose. It's
Yes.
once it is gone, it's about having that open communication, isn't it? And if you haven't, then it's difficult to repair it. It's a bit like gluing a broken mirror back together. It'll be back together, but the cracks will still be there. Is it impossible to get it back? No, but it just emphasizes the need for that continuous effort. If you're not doing anything wrong, and you really haven't, then you shouldn't have any problems, really. But if you have been being different and done something, have the open communication to talk about it, to work it out. But generally, something will have triggered it off, or trigger. There you go. That's the word.
Yeah, there's the word of the day. I do think as well, gaslighting is something that gets thrown around a bit as well, the term gaslighting. However, I wonder if this one of the secrets to working on this kind of problem, if it's in your relationship, actually starts with the trust within yourself.
Yes.
Because at some point, like you said, something sets it off, a change in the vibe, or the change in communication, or there's something that just changes, it's off. It's at that point where, if you know yourself well enough, you can then decide, hang on, is this coming from my problems, my issues of feeling, unworthy, of feeling like people are always going to hurt me, or not trusting myself to pick good relationships and things like that? Or, no, you know what? I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I'm worth, and I feel good about that and good about myself. So this being off, nah, this is something else. And then you can pursue it, can't you then, and really feel confident to have that open communication and say, look, something's off, something's going on, can we talk about it? Whereas I think we lose that step if we haven't done the healing ourselves, if we haven't actually looked at those core traumas that, we've talked about before, the am I enough? I want to be loved, and am I enough? Do I deserve to be loved? Because if you don't really believe those things because of past traumas, then any time something gets off, those wounds are going to be triggered, because unfortunately, you're expecting people to hurt you and to be unfaithful and to be, You're going to be distrustful because you simply do not have trust in yourself that you are worthy, you are lovable,
Yeah,
that you are a good person. Don't you think?
absolutely. Yeah, no, I really do. It's a bit like a bank account, isn't it? Between two people,
Do tell.
those how's the balance, I guess. And, like you're saying, it's the same with yourself. Have you broken your own trust levels before? Let the side down. How have you looked at yourself? Like you say, I think it's really, really key. It's so multifaceted, isn't it? At the end of the day, I think it influences everything. Like at the start of the week, I said, "Oh, this has been a big one for me recently," and really just looking at um, keeping situations in check, keeping yourself in check, and how are you connected to yourself? How are you dealing with things? Um, I started to. I was talking to you earlier in the week, and I started to say to people like, well, you can only trust in yourself, and just be careful with the. And then I suddenly thought, hold on a minute, that's actually not me at all. It was a completely different person was talking about these things. I had to rein myself in and go and have a word,
Yeah,
um, to reconnect with that trust in yourself, because it all starts there. If you can stand there, my lovely nan used to talk about your conscience. She used to
yeah,
go to
yeah.
me, if
You too many crickets.
your conscience is clear, then everything's okay, isn't it? And so that used
Bless.
to get me, because if I was being a lying little toe rag, like, no, I didn't take the best yet. Well, if is your conscience clear? But, no, I took it.
Yeah,
Um, it's so I have no trust in my ability to bullshit my nan. Basically, that's
yeah, yeah. Do you,
um,
if you are a lover such as myself of Carl Jung's theories and things that he
yes.
talks about, one of the things he discusses in his books is about you can only recognize things outside of yourself if they already exist within yourself. And so
Mm,
I think about that when if our first, knee-jerk reaction is distrust, we can only recognize distrust because there is internal distrust.
yes.
And so if we want to actually begin trusting those outside of us and seeing things, I guess, for what they are to us, we
Mm,
have to create that within ourselves.
yeah, we
So,
do.
and I struggled with this quite a bit when I, first got with my husband. I had a lot of distrust for um, that he would cheat on me, that he'd be, and what it boiled down to was not that I thought he was a bad person. It was that I really didn't trust myself to be happy, to be loved, to be vulnerable. I didn't trust that I would not be hurt because I've made poor
Mm,
decisions in the past. And people who I thought I trusted hurt me. So that distrust became a value to me. Rather than trust being the value, it was distrust that I kept watch for, that I was alerted to, that I was hyper vigilant about. And so the more that whatever you're hyper vigilant about, whatever is front of mind, that is what's going to be presented. That's what you're going to create in your outside world. And so
absolutely.
anytime, like we were talking about, something was off in my relationship with my husband early on, I straight away went to whatever was front of mind, which is distrust. And he's going to hurt me because I should have known better than to think I could be happy and have a good relationship. Of course, I'm not worthy of that. And it's all that inner gunk that I was not dealing with, and therefore making it quite visible to myself externally.
Yeah.
And so it took me having to change my lifestyle to one of consistent personal development.
Yeah.
And really working on trusting myself and redesigning, I guess, my identity around what I have done successfully, where I've come from, what I've created within myself, like I said, what I bring to the table.
Mm.
And it just takes time. And it started really cultivating this trust and confidence in myself, in my relationship. And when I did that, who knew as well that it would create such sexiness as well? People love
Yeah.
a good, confident partner, don't they?
They really do.
And it just changed our
I
whole, our
remember it
whole
well.
dynamic.
I'm only kidding.
Sorry?
I remember it well. I mean, I mean,
We're working on you.
oh God, yeah. Do you know what? It's talking about this subject. It is about trusting yourself, and that you're making the right choices, and and you're happy with that. Uh, it's across the board, isn't it? You have to be the ideal partner that you want to have. It's essentially it. So it's about looking at everything, I think, and otherwise it's a bit one-sided, isn't it? It's a bit like playing catch with yourself. A bit
Bit weird, bit wanky. Anyway.
yeah, wanky one there, Adam. Well, I mean, you're talking about being on one's own. I mean,
Common practice.
such a wanker.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what did you just say? I liked that.
We don't want to repeat that.
No, not the wanky bit.
Oh, the thing before that.
The thing before that. Yeah, about that's what it got me thinking about was, again, when you hear people who are always looking for their better half or someone to complete them, or it's getting
like,
to that
no.
point though, isn't it, where you're not looking for anyone to complete you. You're already complete, and also you don't need a partner.
Well,
You
exactly. You
choose
technically
someone to
there's a
be in your
gap, there's a
life.
hole there, and you're
And
going to fill it.
perhaps for
You're
a
going to fill it
while,
with whatever,
yeah, perhaps for a while, a lot of us have had partners that, in fact, we did need, because what they represented was the unhealed parts of ourselves that we're not taking notice of, where we don't trust ourselves, we don't love ourselves, we don't honor and respect ourselves. And so perhaps we've had partners in the past who have shown us what we're lacking internally, what we're not giving, I guess, ourselves internally. And
Yeah.
then once you deal with those things, you're able to then have a relationship where it's a choice, where you want that person in your life. You don't need them, you want them.
Yes.
Big
There is a
difference,
big
yeah?
difference. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Big difference. Yes. Is that so ultimately I think it really for me came down to a belief thing, really believing in yourself, but believing in somebody else's truth, their ability, their reliability, and strength and all that other stuff. It's belief is such a good word, I think.
Yeah.
Having faith.
Oh, and now we've just it froze on my end, so I was just
Frozen
waiting for you to
mind
come
as
back.
well. That's orange.
Excellent. Well, on that fantastic end note about belief and trust, I think we'll wrap this up. This was a good entry
Marvelous.
into trust in relationships, and it's certainly a subject that I'd like us to explore a bit deeper, wider, bigger, better, harder, faster, another time, yeah?
Wonderful. Okay, great.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Mr. Truelove. See you next time.
Thanks, darling. See you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.